In this episode, we'll see about the green gas, the latest technology used as alternative for the fuels for petrol, diesel, and kerosene. LNG, CNG, and LPG, liquid natural gas, compressed natural gas, liquid petroleum gas. Natural gas is nothing but mainly of methane gas. Mainly consists of methane and ethane. It is available in association with crude oil. It is used for electricity generation in the power plant, then heating, cooking also it is used, and it's a fuel for certain heavy vehicles, and it is a feedstock or raw material for plastic industry, fertilizer industry, and dye industries. So LNG is used in various plant as raw material and various usage. Liquid natural gas, LNG or natural liquid gas NGL, and another form is compressed natural gas CNG. It is fuel for bus and car. Normally LNG 1 meter cube liquid is expanded till become 600 meter cube of gas. LNG is at liquid natural gas is at minus 160 degree centigrade or minus 261 degree Fahrenheit. LNG gas is it is waterless, colorless, non-toxic, non-corrosive, and also non-explosive. LNG will not explode when it is in liquid state. LNG mainly consists of methane 85 to 98%. Remaining is ethane. It will be around 2 to 3%. Some traces of other gases will be there. LNG is produced from lighter hydrocarbons, and if the hydrocarbon is heavier, then LPG, liquid petroleum gas, is produced. That is the gas coming through crude oil. If it is lighter, we have to go for LNG production, and if it is heavier, then we have to produce LPG only. Normally, H2S and carbon dioxide are main impurities that present in the lighter gas or heavier gas coming with the crude oil. And another, if there is anything present, mercury also one of the impurities present. Natural gas is often found dissolved in oil at high pressure existing in a reservoir. It is in the sea or underground, and it is present as a gas cap above the oil. The pressure of the natural gas exerted upon the subterranean oil reservoir that provide the drive of force of oil up to the surface. Such natural gas is known as associated gas. It is often considered to be the gaseous phase of the crude oil and usually contains some light liquids such as propane and butane. For this reason, associated gas is sometimes called wet gas. When drilling oil well, crude oil or petroleum is coming with the associated gas. That associated gas is either lighter or a heavier hydrocarbon. If it is lighter, then we will go for LNG. If it is heavier, we will go for LPG. There are also reservoirs that contain gas and no oil. That gas is termed as non-associated gas. Non-associated gas coming from reservoirs that are not connected with any known source of liquid petroleum, and that is called dry gas. Normally in Gulf country like Qatar, only dry gas is available. It is a non-associated gas. Only gas is available in the sea or underground. If the gas is lighter hydrocarbon coming along with crude oil, then LNG is produced after treating the impurities. And if the gas is heavier hydrocarbon, that is propane and butane percentage is more than methane and ethane, then we have to go for a LPG, liquid petroleum gas production, after removing the impurities. Extracted natural gas goes through a long and complicated multi-stage process. In the end, compressed natural gas is produced. It is 1% of the volume it occupied before at atmospheric pressure. That is The natural gas after a pre-treatment, removal of acid gas and everything and other impurities, moisture and all, is compressed. That is 100 meter cube of natural gas is compressed to 1 meter cube. So 1% of the gas is only present and it is compressed. That is called compressed natural gas. Now we can see about the impurities and treatment method to remove the impurities in LNG. Despite being compressed natural gas is still a gaseous product containing methane, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, propane, and ethane. These are all present in the compressed natural gas. After pre-treatment, it is just compressed. Pollutant emissions are very low in CNG while used. While burning, CNG produces less CO and hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxide. 1 unit of liquid natural gas has the same amount of energy as 3 units of compressed natural gas energy. That is, LNG energy is more than the compressed natural gas energy. The impurities one can be treated as follows. That is both for LNG or CNG, which is termed as sour gas, that is removed in pre-treatment. Acid gas removal. Normally, the gas, so whether it is lighter or heavier, it is called sour gas. It will contain hydrogen sulfide H2S, organic sulfur compounds, and carbon dioxide. And these are removed from lighter gas or heavier gas called sweetening of sour gas. Normally, the solvent are used potassium carbonate, KTCO3, and diethanolamine DEA or MDEA are also used to remove or sweeten acid gas from lighter gas or heavier gas by a method called absorption process followed by the moisture separation. After removing moisture, mercury, if it is present in the gas, that also is removed in the mercury removal column. Is this in both the liquid or gas stage? So both the liquid and gas and mercury removed in column. Then hydrocarbon separation in the distillation column is taken place, where methane and ethane are separated or concentrated from other parts, propane, butane, and pentane. In de-ethanizer column, normally methane and ethane are separated or concentrated and sent to cryogenic column for natural gas liquefaction at minus 163 degree centigrade or minus 261 degree Fahrenheit. That is called liquefied natural gas or natural gas liquefied. This is a schematic diagram of LNG production plant. Normally feed gas is coming from the feed gas unit. It is sent to AGRE unit where absorber column is used to remove the acid gas. H2S, CO2 are removed in this absorber column. Normally solvent potassium carbonate KTCO3 and DEA diethanolamine are used in separate column. It is high pressure low temperature column, that is pressure will be around 50 to 60 bar and temperature around 85 90 degrees centigrade. It is a packed column tray or a bubble cap tray, sieve tray column, where the gas is admitted and absorbent is also sent as the solvent from the top. So here the H2S and CO2 is getting removed less than 5 ppm of H2S, almost 0 ppm, and less than 50 ppm of carbon dioxide is removed from the lighter gas. Then it is going to water removal column or water separator, moisture separator, and mercury removal column. And the removed absorbent solvent is getting regenerated in the regenerator column. It is a low pressure, high temperature column. Steam is admitted to strip off the absorbed gas. So CO3 and DA are regenerated here and flash in knockout drum. Again, it is recirculated for the absorbent for the next cycle. So after removal of moisture and mercury, it is scrubbed in the scrubber. Then it is going to the fractionation column. A separate column, de-ethanizer, de-propanizer, de-butanizer are there. From the de-ethanizer column, top ethane and methane. Methane are sent to cryogenic column, and the propane and mixed component are used as refrigeration with propane refrigeration and MCR refrigeration compressor that cool temperature from the propane refrigeration and MCR refrigeration is used in the cryogenic column to liquefy the natural gas. The cryogenic column, methane and ethane is liquefied, and that is coming to storage through the pump at minus 163 degrees centigrade. Here the remaining hydrocarbons like propane, butane and pentane are removed in separate columns, and propane is circulated as a refrigerant, and other remaining is stored in the propane storage. Butane also, like butane storage, that will be very less compared to the ethane and methane. Methane and ethane, so LNG is produced in the later gas, and C5, which is gasoline, which is liquid collected as a gasoline petrol. Then from the storage, it is loaded in the ship. That is a clean LNG. That clean LNG, next step is the next latest step is regasification of LNG. Normally, regasification of LNG is done in the heat exchanger, either by using seawater in the plate type heat exchanger, or coolant is used. Coolant is nothing but raw water mixed with mixed MPG or MEG, monopropylene glycol or monoethylene glycol. That is to reduce the freezing point. Normally, when water is used as a media, then it will get froze. It will become ice at 4 to 5 degrees centigrade. So, if it is mixed with MPG or MEG, the freezing point will be reduced to minus 40 to minus 50 degrees centigrade. So, that coolant is admitted in the heat exchanger. The water will not become ice. So, that coolant is recirculated after heat recovery in the heat recovery unit. So, the coolant, when exchanging heat with the LNG, that is after gasifying the LNG to natural gas, that around 5 to 10 degrees centigrade, that natural gas is sent to the onshore or collecting unit receiver as a gas stage at 5 to 10 degrees centigrade, and the coolant, which is getting the cool energy from the minus 160 degrees centigrade LNG is reheated, and then it is coming back to or recirculated to regasify the LNG in the heat exchanger. Now we can see the difference between the liquid natural gas and compressed natural gas. Compressed natural gas is nothing but removing the or treating the impurities in the lighter gas. It is compressed. Whereas LNG, after removing the impurities, pre-treatment, acid gas removal, moisture and other mercury and all, it is fractionated and then liquefied. Normally, compressed natural gas CNG is transported through pipelines, whereas LNG as a liquid, it can be transported through ship or train. No need for pipeline. CNG cannot be converted into LNG, whereas liquid natural gas, after regasification, it is become natural gas, and it can be converted into CNG, compressed natural gas. Normally, 1 cubic meter of compressed natural gas is 100 cubic meter before processing. That is 100 meter cube of natural gas is compressed to 1 meter cube of natural gas. That is called CNG. Whereas 600 meter cube of gas is liquefied as 1 meter cube of LNG. That is 1 meter cube of LNG, when regasified, it will become 600 meter cube of compressed meter cube of natural gas. And because of its compressed state, CNG will occupy more space than LNG. LNG is compressed from 600 to 1 meter cube, so it will occupy only less space. Both are greener and effective. LNG also greener and effective, cost effective. But CNG is cheaper than LNG, because after the pre-treatment, it is fractionated in different fractionation column, then liquefied. So it is costlier than CNG production cost is more than CNG, and it is mainly used as alternative fuel for petrol and diesel and LPG, mainly in buses, cars, and trucks. CNG is used. LNG is used as a power production in power plant. It is used in furnace as a fuel, and it is used as a cooking media, heating media. Also, the LNG is used in certain vehicles, heavy vehicles, and it is a raw material for fertilizer and plastic industries and dye industries. Care should be taken during refueling of gas, as it is in the compressed state. Chances of leaking is there. So during refueling or filling to the vehicle, care should be taken. Utmost care or safety measures to be followed. Whereas refueling of LNG is easier. Normally, the vapor cloud formed is nothing but water vapor only. LNG is safer to transport and safer to refuel, easy, and it is very safe. CNG consists of methane, propane, CO2, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and ethane. Whereas LNG consists of mainly methane and ethane only. Methane 85 to 98% and ethane 2 to 3%. Remaining propane and butane will very traces will be available. Then this is a CNG supercritical fluid, and it is stored at atmospheric temperature but at high pressure. That is due to the compression. 100 meter cube is compressed to 1 meter cube, so it will be around 200 to 250 bar. This is supercritical fluid. Whereas LNG is at minus 160 degrees centigrade, but it is at atmospheric pressure. This is the main difference between CNG and LNG. Both are natural gas only, and it is not fractionated, whereas it is fractionated in the fractionation column, then liquefied. In the next episode, I will explain in detail about the LNG regasification and about LPG. Do not forget to subscribe and share my video. Put your like and comment in the comment box. Hope you might have understand the green gas, that is LNG, CNG, and others LPG. See you in the next episode. Thank you very much.